No one could fix this colossal starship until a human mechanic answered its call. Amid this ocean of light, a colossal starship drifted silently, its hull scarred and worn, the size of a small city. It had not moved in decades. Once it had been the pride of the galaxy, a machine of unmatched power and intelligence, but now it was a forgotten relic. Alien engineers had tried for years to repair it. They had failed. No one had ever succeeded. Far away, on a small, crowded space station orbiting a dying star, Iliara Kane adjusted the strap of her utility belt and glanced at the star charts. She was human, small compared to the towering alien engineers who filled the station's halls, but her mind worked in ways few others could understand. Machines, no matter how complex, seemed to speak to her in a language others could not hear. A flicker appeared on the station's communications console, a pulse faint and irregular. Most engineers ignored it. Aliens called it background noise. But Iliara's eyes widened. She had seen signals like this before, not ordinary signals. This one carried something more, something alive. Her heart raced. "It's calling," she whispered. "It knows someone can help." She moved quickly, her tools clinking softly at her side. The aliens in the room glanced at her but paid no attention as she slipped past them, heading for the hangar bay. Iliara's path was simple to her but impossible to them. Humans had a way of thinking that ignored limits and imagined possibilities. The hangar bay was enormous, filled with ships of all shapes and sizes. Yet nothing compared to the vessel outside. The colossal starship hung in the void, silent but somehow breathing. Its lights flickered on as Iliara's shuttle approached, like it recognized her presence. "Everyone says humans are primitive," she muttered, looking at the size of the hull. "I guess they've never really tried." Docking clamps engaged with a metallic groan, and Iliara stepped out into the ship's entry bay. It was dark and empty, the shadows stretching far into the ship's heart. Dust motes floated in the faint light. She felt a tingle run up her spine. The ship was awake but weak. It had been waiting somehow all these years. Her boots echoed as she moved along the corridors, examining panels and consoles. Sparks flew from some broken circuits, and Iliara smiled. "Not too bad," she said softly. "I've seen worse." She tapped a control panel, and a holographic map flickered to life. The ship's AI, long dormant, was struggling to communicate. Symbols she did not recognize appeared, pulsing in irregular patterns. She frowned, then began tracing the circuits. Slowly, the shapes began to make sense. "This is strange," she whispered. "It's human-designed." Her eyes widened. The ship's core systems, its very architecture, were a blend of alien technology and ancient human engineering. It was impossible, yet here it was, evidence that humans had once reached farther into the stars than anyone remembered. Iliara's pulse quickened. She pulled a small device from her belt and connected it to a terminal. The screen flickered, then displayed lines of code, almost alive in the way they moved. Iliara began translating it bit by bit, her fingers flying over the holographic keys. The AI responded slowly, opening more sections of the ship. Doors groaned and slid open as if acknowledging her. A soft hum filled the bay. The colossal starship seemed to breathe. Iliara stopped, awed. It can feel me." Hours passed like minutes. Iliara worked tirelessly, rewiring circuits, rerouting power, and deciphering layers of alien and human code. The alien engineers who had mocked her now watched from a distance, their mouths open in disbelief. Humans, they said, could never understand such complexity. Yet here was one, moving through corridors that no alien hand had ever touched, solving problems they had given up on decades ago. Then, a warning signal flared across the central display. The ship shuddered, and a low vibration ran through the hull. Iliara's heart pounded. She had not expected this. "Something's coming," the AI whispered, not in words but in a sequence of lights and tones she could finally understand. It was urgent, desperate. The starship could not survive without her help. and whatever approached could destroy it if it arrived first. Iliara's mind raced. She had to stabilize the core systems quickly, but every path she tried led to a dead end. The ship was massive, too large for normal repairs. She took a deep breath and stepped back, letting her instincts guide her. Humans were unpredictable. The aliens could not anticipate the leaps of thought that Iliara would make. She traced a hidden conduit along the hull and rerouted power through an unconventional circuit. Sparks flew, lights flickered, and for a moment she feared she had made a mistake. Then the ship's hum changed. It deepened, resonating through the metal like a living heartbeat. The AI pulsed in rhythm with it. Iliara smiled, exhausted but exhilarated. "There," she said softly. "I think we're talking now." The colossal ship, silent for decades, began to share its history. Holographic images flickered to life, showing battles and voyages across star systems long forgotten. The ship had fought in wars that humans had no record of. It had carried passengers and cargo across galaxies that had since vanished. And now it needed a human to repair it, because humans had something the aliens did not: creativity, intuition, and the ability to see connections that no logic could predict. Iliara moved deeper into the ship, each step revealing more secrets. Panels glowed, doors opened, and she felt the ship's trust growing. She could almost hear it thinking. Almost. But the warning pulse never left. Something, far away in the darkness, approached. She did not know what it was, only that the colossal ship sensed it long before she could. Her fingers tightened around her tools. "We'll make it," she whispered. "I promise." The aliens watching from the observation deck murmured among themselves. They had believed this ship was beyond repair, a lost relic. And yet a human had stepped forward, ignoring rules, ignoring fear, and now, against all odds, was breathing life into it again. As night fell over the void outside, the colossal starship's lights flared, bright and steady. It was no longer dead, not completely. Iliara stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. She felt a strange connection with the machine. It was old, wise, and lonely. And it had called to her, knowing that only a human could answer. A soft vibration ran through the floor, and a new message flickered on the central display. It was cryptic, a pattern of symbols she could not yet understand fully. But she knew one thing: the ship was asking for more than repairs. It was asking for partnership. Together, they could face whatever threat approached. Together, they might even restore the ship to its full glory. Iliara took a deep breath, looking at the stars beyond the docking bay. "All right," she said, determination burning in her chest. "Let's see what you're made of." And in that moment the colossal starship stirred, fully awake, its pulse stronger than ever. For the first time in decades, it was alive, and it had a human beside it who refused to give up. The stars outside seemed to shimmer, as if the universe itself had noticed. Somewhere in the black expanse, an unseen presence edged closer, drawn by the same signal that had summoned Iliara. But the ship, ancient and powerful, was no longer helpless. And the human mechanic, small but brilliant, was ready for whatever came next. Iliara Kane moved carefully through the colossal starship's corridors. The air smelled faintly metallic, tinged with the scent of old machinery and long unused spaces. The ship was enormous, far larger than any human vessel she had ever seen, yet it seemed alive. Every panel she touched, every circuit she repaired, responded as if it understood her. She had stabilized the main systems in the docking bay, but the AI's warning still pulsed through the ship. Something was wrong deep inside, something the ship could not handle alone. Iliara tightened her grip on her tools, ready to venture further. She knew she had only one chance to understand the ship before the unknown threat reached them. The corridors stretched on endlessly. Panels glowed faintly, revealing faint, pulsing symbols. Some were alien, others human, ancient codes she had never encountered before. Iliara paused to study them. The combination of designs suggested the ship had been built through collaboration across species, but at its core it carried human ingenuity. That was why she could communicate with it. "Why humans?" she whispered aloud. "Why me?" A soft hum echoed in response. The AI was no longer just machinery. It was a presence, guiding her, teaching her. Holographic images flickered into existence, showing the ship's past. Battles across star systems, fleets of smaller vessels under its protection, and long journeys through uncharted space. There were faces she did not recognize, species long gone or forgotten. And always, in the middle of the chaos, a single pattern repeated: humans. It dawned on her. This ship had waited for humans, not aliens, to repair it. Humans could see connections the others could not, act where logic alone failed, adapt to problems in ways no machine or alien mind could anticipate. The AI pulsed stronger, as if confirming her thoughts. Iliara continued deeper, reaching a massive chamber filled with machinery that glowed faintly. Strange geometric shapes floated above platforms, rotating slowly. The walls were etched with ancient symbols, some shimmering with light. She ran her hands along a console. Her fingers traced hidden lines, circuits no one had touched in centuries. "Unbelievable," she whispered. "This is human technology mixed with alien design, a fusion no one alive could replicate." As she worked, the AI communicated in a new way. Symbols floated in the air, forming patterns she could read as thoughts. It showed her areas of the ship she had never seen, hidden chambers, energy conduits, and central cores that contained immense power. One chamber pulsed ominously, filled with dark, swirling energy. The AI's tone was urgent. Iliara understood. This was the threat it had warned her about. An energy parasite had infiltrated the ship, slowly consuming circuits, systems, and memory banks. If it spread too far, the ship would collapse entirely. She stepped closer to the swirling chamber, her pulse quickening. This was more dangerous than anything she had faced, yet she felt an odd sense of trust. The ship had chosen her. She had to act not just for herself, but for the entire legacy contained within this vessel. Iliara worked methodically, rerouting power to contain the parasite while repairing damaged circuits. The ship pulsed in rhythm with her movements, almost as if it were breathing. Sparks flew as she connected alien conduits with human improvisation, creating paths that no manual could have suggested. The aliens who had observed her from the station could only gape in awe. No method, no calculation, could have produced this. Only a human mind, flexible and creative, could do it. Hours passed. The energy parasite resisted, spreading into hidden pathways, seeking weaknesses. Iliara's fingers were blistered from continuous work, yet she did not stop. The ship guided her, showing hidden conduits and secret maintenance tunnels, some so small that only a human could fit inside. In one narrow passage, she discovered a room filled with holographic archives. The images depicted battles she had never heard of, star systems lost to time, and fleets of ships under the command of the colossal vessel. She realized the ship had been a guardian, protecting civilizations long before humans were even recognized as a spacefaring species. "Humans," she murmured. It trusted humans to finish what others could not. Suddenly, a surge of energy pulsed through the chamber. The parasite fought back. Lights flickered violently and panels sparked. Iliara leapt back, shielding herself, but she could see the damage. Sections of the ship's AI were being overwritten, memories erased. If she failed, the ship's knowledge, decades, even centuries of experience would vanish forever. Iliara's mind raced. She couldn't simply repair circuits. She had to think like the ship, anticipate the parasite's moves, and outsmart it. Humans were underestimated in the galaxy for this reason. Our ingenuity, our ability to see solutions that defy logic. She connected two auxiliary cores in a loop, diverting energy through hidden conduits. The ship shuddered and pulsed with life, resisting the parasite's advance. Iliara's breath came in short gasps, but she kept moving, linking power sources and isolating infected systems. The AI responded in kind, opening hidden shields and activating long-dormant repair drones. Minutes felt like hours. The parasite was clever, finding new paths, but Iliara was faster. She moved with intuition, connecting systems no alien mind could have anticipated. Slowly, the darkness receded from the chamber, replaced by steady light. The ship pulsed stronger than ever. Its voice, now clear, spoke directly to her, not through symbols but through a resonance she could feel in her chest. You are human. You see what no one else can. You adapt, you create, you are needed. Iliara smiled despite her exhaustion. I told you, she said softly, I'd help you. She explored deeper, discovering a hidden chamber that seemed to be the ship's heart. It was vast, filled with floating cores and energy streams that shimmered like liquid light. She realized the ship had evolved, incorporating technology from civilizations she had never heard of. It was a fusion of knowledge across time and space, yet it was incomplete. Only a human mind could unlock its full potential. Her fingers danced across controls, rerouting power, repairing damage, and stabilizing energy flows. The ship responded instantly, lights pulsing in rhythm with her movements. She felt a strange bond forming, not just with the AI but with the ship itself. It had been lonely for centuries, waiting for someone who could understand it. Suddenly, the observation deck's monitors lit up. The aliens were in shock. They had believed the ship was beyond repair, yet a single human was turning it into something greater than anyone had imagined. They whispered among themselves, fear and awe mixing in their voices. Humans, they realized, could do what no alien could. Iliara paused, examining the last section of the central core. A faint tremor ran through the hull. The parasite was retreating but not gone. It had been clever, testing her, learning her patterns. Iliara knew she had to finish the job before it could strike again. She accessed a hidden console and activated a sequence the ship suggested. Holographic symbols formed a pattern across the room, intricate and delicate. She followed it precisely, connecting human improvisation with alien logic. Sparks flew, lights flared, and for a moment she feared she had miscalculated. Then the chamber lit fully, glowing with soft, steady energy. The parasite was trapped, isolated in a containment field. Iliara leaned back, exhausted, and watched as the ship pulsed with renewed life. The AI's voice resonated in her mind, stronger than ever. You are extraordinary, it said. The galaxy has underestimated humans for too long. Iliara smiled, brushing sweat from her brow. Maybe it's time they started paying attention, she replied. She explored further, discovering hidden archives containing ancient human starcraft designs, knowledge that had been lost over centuries. The ship had been waiting for someone to unlock these secrets, someone clever enough to understand them. Humans were uniquely suited for this. As she moved through the corridors, she noticed something else. The galaxy itself seemed to be responding. The colossal ship's reactivation sent ripples across communications networks, signaling to distant systems that something powerful had awakened. Iliara realized the AI's warning was not just about the parasite, it was about the galaxy taking notice. Iliara paused on the bridge, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there, unknown ships were beginning to move, drawn by the pulse of the colossal starship. Aliens who had once mocked her were now watching, understanding that humans could achieve what no other species could. The ship's voice pulsed gently in response to her thoughts, almost like a heartbeat. Together, we can protect more than just ourselves, it seemed to say. Iliara's mind raced. The parasite was gone, but the challenge had only begun. If she could fully unlock the ship's capabilities, humans might become a force the galaxy had never imagined. She felt a surge of determination. Humans were underestimated, yes, but that was about to change. As she prepared to dive into the ship's deepest, most ancient systems, Iliara felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. The ship had secrets beyond her comprehension, technologies that could alter the course of civilizations. But for the first time in centuries, it was alive and she was its guide. The AI pulsed one final time that night, sending a soft, luminous wave through the hull. "You are ready," it said. Iliara grinned, her heart pounding. "Let's see how far we can go," she whispered. Outside, the stars shimmered. The galaxy had noticed, and humans were about to show the universe that creativity, courage, and determination were forces no alien could ignore. The colossal ship, once lost to time, was no longer helpless. And the human mechanic who answered its call was ready to unlock its full potential. The adventure had only begun. The colossal starship had awakened fully. Its hull shone with renewed energy, systems thrummed with life, and corridors that had been silent for decades now pulsed with a quiet hum. Iliara Kane stood on the bridge, her tools resting at her side, eyes fixed on the vast expanse of stars beyond the viewport. She could feel the ship's heartbeat, strong and steady, yet cautious. The threat that had approached remained unseen, lurking somewhere in the dark stretches of space. "Are you ready?" she whispered. The AI responded with a pulse of light that coursed through the bridge, a sensation she could feel deep in her chest. Its tone carried a mixture of hope and urgency. Yes, they were ready, but time was short. Iliara had spent weeks, or perhaps only days. Time seemed to bend inside the ship, repairing, stabilizing, and unlocking hidden systems. She had learned the ship's secrets. Chambers filled with ancient archives, energy cores powerful enough to reshape entire star systems, and technology that blended alien design with long-lost human innovation. Yet she understood one thing clearly: the ship could not survive alone. It needed her human mind, her creativity, and her intuition. A warning pulse suddenly lit the central console. The threat had arrived. Not just an energy parasite this time, but a fleet of alien drones, automated sentinels of destruction sent from a distant civilization. They had detected the ship's reactivation and moved to neutralize it before it could reveal its secrets. Iliara's pulse quickened, but fear did not grip her. Humans thrived under pressure. They saw possibilities where others saw barriers. She ran her hands across the bridge controls, activating defensive systems the AI had suggested, but leaving openings for improvisation. "They're fast," the AI pulsed, "but you are faster." Iliara smiled. "Then let's show them what humans can do." The drones emerged from the void, sleek and cold, their movements precise and mechanical. They formed a blockade around the colossal starship, their weapons charged and ready. Alien engineers on distant observation decks trembled. Humans were small, fragile creatures in their eyes. Yet here, a single human was about to challenge an entire fleet. Iliara moved quickly, improvising maneuvers the AI could not have calculated. She rerouted energy through hidden thrusters along the ship's hull, using momentum to spin the vessel in ways that defied traditional physics. The drones fired, but their lasers glanced off energy shields, which she adjusted in real time. The ship moved like a living creature, every system responding to her commands, every pulse of energy synchronized with her thoughts. The first wave of drones collided with the ship's shields. Sparks and flashes lit the bridge as the colossal vessel shuddered. Iliara's hands flew across the controls. She initiated a sequence she had devised, rerouting surplus energy from dormant cores to power localized gravitational pulses. Tiny zones of distortion formed around the drones, throwing them off balance. One by one, they spun helplessly, unable to maintain formation. "Humans," the AI pulsed in awe. "You anticipate, you create, you adapt." Iliara grinned. "Not just adapt, we solve problems." The alien fleet regrouped faster this time, analyzing the ship's movement patterns. Iliara anticipated this. Using a combination of the AI's knowledge and her own improvisation, She triggered a cascade of holographic decoys, projecting multiple images of the ship across space. The drones hesitated, confused. Their targeting systems, designed for precision, could not distinguish reality from illusion. The AI pulsed with admiration. "You are extraordinary. No other species could have done this." Iliara felt a surge of pride, but she kept moving. The threat was significant, and victory depended on more than clever tricks. She guided the ship deeper into the heart of its hidden systems, activating previously dormant cores. Light poured into the corridors like liquid sunlight. Energy thrummed through the ship, resonating with Iliara's heartbeat. She had unlocked the vessel's full potential. Outside, the drones attacked again, but now the ship responded with unprecedented power. Gravity pulses, energy shields, and automated drones built by the AI itself moved in perfect harmony. Every system Iliara had repaired or improved reacted instantly. The alien fleet, vast and precise, found itself outmatched by a human mind orchestrating the ship. Hours passed, or perhaps moments. Time seemed meaningless in the intensity of the battle. Iliara's focus never wavered. She was small, human, and alone, but the combination of human creativity and the ship's immense power turned her into a force no one had expected. Then the final challenge appeared. The lead drone, larger and faster than the rest, approached the ship's core. Its weapons were calibrated to strike in patterns no ordinary defense could block. Iliara's mind raced. She could not rely on logic alone, she had to improvise. She activated a hidden conduit, linking the ship's AI memory cores with the lead drone's energy sensors. The drone hesitated, its systems attempting to process the overwhelming information flow. Iliara adjusted the energy pulses, guiding the drone into a containment field she had prepared moments earlier. With a final pulse of light, the lead drone collapsed, neutralized without destruction. The remaining drones, leaderless and confused, retreated into the void. Iliara leaned back on the bridge chair, exhausted but exhilarated. The threat was gone. The colossal starship floated peacefully once more, alive, fully operational, and stronger than ever. The AI pulsed, a resonance of pure joy and relief. "You have done what no other species could. Humans, you are capable of greatness beyond imagination." Iliara smiled, her fingers brushing against the console. "We just see the world differently," she said softly. "We adapt, we solve, we try." For a long moment, the stars outside shimmered in silence. The galaxy had taken notice. Distant civilizations monitoring the pulse of the colossal starship now understood something vital. Humans were not weak, primitive, or insignificant. They were creative, adaptable, and capable of feats no one had predicted. Iliara explored the ship's hidden archives once more. She found records of ancient human starcraft, designs that had been lost over centuries, and knowledge that could accelerate human technology beyond the galaxy's expectations. The ship had been waiting for a human to unlock these secrets, and now it had. As she moved through the corridors, she felt a bond with the colossal starship. It was alive, yes, but it trusted her. It had chosen humans for a reason. Humans could not match aliens in raw computation or sheer logic, but they could improvise, create, and see possibilities that no machine or alien mind could. That was their advantage. Iliara paused on the observation deck, looking out at the galaxy. Somewhere out there, other lost ships might be calling for help, other mysteries waiting for humans to uncover. She smiled. Humanity had only begun to show the universe what it could do. The AI pulsed gently, communicating without words. "You are ready for more. Together we can protect, explore, and discover. The galaxy is not beyond your reach." Iliara nodded. "Then we'll do it, together." In the distance, a faint signal appeared on the sensors, another starship, ancient and damaged, drifting silently. The AI pulsed urgently, and Iliara understood immediately. Another call for help. Another challenge waiting to be solved. Her heart raced with excitement. Humans had been underestimated for too long, but now she realized that was their strength. The galaxy did not expect them to succeed, to adapt, to rise to impossible challenges. That was what made humans extraordinary. "Let's go," she said softly. "It's our turn to answer the call." The colossal starship pulsed with light, engines igniting for the first time in centuries. Its enormous frame moved gracefully through the void, carrying humanity's ingenuity into uncharted space. The AI harmonized perfectly with Iliara's commands, and together they navigated toward the signal. Every system she had repaired, every sequence she had improvised, every hidden secret she had unlocked now worked in unison. The ship was not just alive, it was unstoppable. It was a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and determination. Iliara felt a surge of pride and joy. For decades, the ship had waited for a human. Now, humanity's potential had been fully realized. The universe would never underestimate them again. The distant signal grew stronger. Iliara gripped the console. "Time to see what humans can do," she said. The colossal starship surged forward, slicing through the stars with power and grace. The galaxy watched, awestruck. Humans, small but brilliant, had restored a legendary vessel, faced an impossible threat, and unlocked secrets no other species could understand. They had proven that ingenuity, courage, and determination were forces that could shape the galaxy itself. And Iliara Kane, human mechanic, looked out at the endless stars with a quiet smile. The adventure was just beginning, and the universe had no idea what humans were truly capable of. For the first time in centuries, the colossal starship sailed not as a relic of the past, but as a beacon of human brilliance, a living testament to what one determined human could achieve. The stars shimmered brighter that day, as if acknowledging the rise of a new force in the galaxy. Humanity had answered the call.